This is Lisa Brown. I just have a few questions, things that I find really kind of odd. As this title shows, unarmed black teen killed by Missouri police shot 10 times. The media has really played this up. The fact that I'm assuming that he is black and he is a teen, okay? It later comes out that this is a 18-year-old, but it's the headlines that have led to a lot of confusion. When people see the word teen, they're not thinking of an adult, an age of accountability, but they're looking at like 13, 14, 15, years old. So anyway, I thought that this was interesting, that how the media has played this up about this person that was supposedly killed by the police officer, that he was a teenager. So anyway, I'll let this run.
In this segment about what's happening today on Drudge Report, we have a Missouri crowd. We had a shooting going on there yesterday. There was a black teenager who was killed by the police, who was shot 10 times. Now, the police are saying that they suspected him of shoplifting. This is a guy that his family said had never been involved in any fights, was not a part of any gang, had never been in any trouble. He was being arrested, and according to the police, there was a struggle as they were putting him in the police car. A single shot was fired, and then he ran with his hands up. Now, a witness, and then he was shot 10 times and died in the streets. In the aftermath of that, there were hundreds of people that took to the streets, and they were shouting, "Kill the police," very angry, as this grandmother who was nearby, he was on his way to her house. She said, "My grandson never got into a fight even. He was looking forward to getting on with his life. He was on his way. He was ready. He graduated from high school. He was beginning college in just a couple of weeks."
Okay, now when we get to this part, there's another clip where it shows this supposed teen. His name is Mike Brown, or Michael Brown, and it shows him inside this supposed store, but the video doesn't look right to me. There's black outlines around his body and his movements. There's black outlines around even the store clerk. The video doesn't look right. There's something not quite right with this. In this video, we have BP Earthwatch, and he has the title as Mike Brown accused of strong armed robbery, and he is showing an offense or incident report which supposedly came through Missouri, saying pretty much that this was a robbery, and it was over a box of cigars. Is the initial report. But then, as we have found out, this Mike Brown was 18 years old. He was not a, quote, juvenile. He's not a teenager. They have played this teenager part to the hilt here, to give the illusion of a very young teen. And then, as we will see in the photos, there's something not quite right here. In this part, BP Earthwatch, or Jesse, he's talking about the crime that had happened, that had taken place, and what was taken. But then, as we get further into his report, which I find very interesting, and I appreciate our brother's report on this, but he's talking about some of the things that were marked out, and because this guy was a juvenile. But as we found out, he's not a juvenile, so then I have to question why so many of these things are marked out on this, quote, report. So anyway, these things are that I'm questioning.
It's a strong arm at a convenience store. One box of Swisher Sweet cigars, total value of $48.99. It reminds me of old Hank Williams song, but it was $38 that a friend lost his life for. But The evidence is pretty incriminating that there was a strong armed robbery involved. Of course, if the man's hands were up, it doesn't justify being shot in the face several times. You can't do that unless it's self-defense. But according to witnesses, the guy had pulled back from the car. We don't know if there was a scuffle inside, but if you remember, the first reports was just that they were told to get out of the street. But if you read this report and look at the images, the police officer involved was had been back and forth to the store, looking at the tapes, riding up and down the street, looking for the two guys that did it. That what they had done, and I'll pull down to the actual images, guys. But you can, again, I'll link to this where you can go through the details on this. But it goes down to several pages, and they blacked out a lot of information because juvenile involved and things like that. You can see it's Ferguson Police Department offense incident report. Again, exceptionally.
Like I say, the man, this Michael Brown, is reported to be 18 years old. That is not a juvenile. So these are things that we need to kind of question here.
Cleared. We'll go through this. What they're saying that this is almost the first entry as far as information from the officer other than standard. It says that on 8/9/2014 at approximately 11:51 hours while on call in the Park Ridge apartment complex, immediately located behind, and then it's blanked out. I think that's the name of the store. It says, I received a call for a stealing in progress. Gives the address. Again, the store's blanked out. Ferguson Avenue. And I responded to that location, was given a description by dispatch of a black male in a white t-shirt that was walking northbound on West Ferguson toward the Quick Trip. I did not see the suspect in the Again, I will link to this PDF, but these are the 8 images that were released in the press packet.
Okay, now as Jesse is showing in these photographs, if this is Michael Brown right here, this great big guy, is supposed to be this, quote, young teenager that the press keeps talking about, it appears he has grabbed a man here, which later we find out in the video that this is reportedly to be the employee of this convenience store.
And that you can, again, download yourself. But it shows what they're saying was Mike Brown, and the guy behind him was the one that was giving the first interviews. That was Mike Brown's friend that said that he was shot down in cold blood. And remember, the report said that the officer had simply asked them to move out of the street. And that's what started this. But if you read this report, the officer responded to the call, went down the road looking for the suspects as the clerk described them. Didn't see him, came back and started looking at the security cam footage. He got enough information to, I guess he felt like he could identify these guys if he saw them, and he went back. So do you think, after seeing this, if the report is correct, that it was simply a pull up and say get out of the street, or would it be you're under arrest for armed robbery, or put your hands up or something, and that would have started the conflict? Now, it ended very badly. But again, they probably already have arrested the second person that was the initial witness, because he's been identified in these images, and it shows what they're saying is Michael Brown grabbing the store clerk. He had stolen a box of cigars, was going to walk out the store. The clerk tried to stop him. He grabs the clerk, slams him back up against the counter, and then it looks like he walks towards him threatening. The report says he had handed the box of Swisher Sweets to the fellow walking out the door, and that guy has been identified as the one that told him they were simply, it was a jaywalking incident. Here, it looks like Michael's, if this is Michael, they're saying it's him, his hat, and everything. These are poor images. They did release a video, not to everyone, but it looks like he's walking back with his fist clenched. Here's the good guy going out the door, He said had the cigars. Clerk wisely backs away, and they leave. Then again, the police officer then goes back, and that's when he finds these guys. And I do not believe for a minute he walks up and says, "You guys need to get out of the street." He's already been to the store. People are out in front of the store, according to the report. If you read the whole thing, pointing down the street to the direction these guys went. So it puts a whole new light on this entire event. There's more.
I agree with Jesse on this. There's a lot more to this. None of this is really making good sense. I'm going to go to the clip where it shows supposedly the from the convenience store camera, and hopefully point out some of the dark outlines that just doesn't look right to me. This is the video I'm talking about.
August 15th, 2014. They released the video images from the store the day of the alleged strong arm robbery. You see Michael, or who they're saying is Michael, let's put it that way. I don't know anybody in the video, and his friend in the back of the store. Now, they'll switch cameras to the front door. Check this out. You'll see the confrontation with the store clerk.
Check out this outline right here. This is weird. And so is the outline on the inside of this door. Over here, here. These are weird markings. On the back of the lugs, the shoes. Right here. Now they're on the back of his lug. Look at the outline up here. This is just some strange stuff.
Wants to stop them from leaving.
See the outlines? The outline even on the door here, on his pants. Why is that? That's just so weird.
Even with his merchandise.
Look at the outline here, and this. All through here. It's really strange. Why is it there? It's here, but it's not here.
You can't run it.
This is strange. Look at the outline on him. What is this? These outlines.
A business like that.
See, it comes back in, but now we got the outlines. Look at this. On part of his head, but not on here. That it doesn't make any sense. Right here.
And you cannot.
See the outlines? You can still see them. Right here, but not here. See right there, but not there. This is very weird. I find this very odd.
Act like that.
See the door? See the foot? He's outside. This should just be a blur. It shouldn't even have a leg there. Right here. This is so strange.
Again, I have no idea if that's on my...
Look at his head. Side of his head here. What is up with this video?
Brown or not.
You can see it even in the floor. Why is this here, but this is not there? This is some strange stuff.
I don't know. Some people say that...
And he goes out the door, and we still have the outline. What is up with this? Look at this door. You see where it's been etched in? This, I don't know. I don't believe any of this.
This is a rigged video. I don't...
Look at that. Look at his pants. Come on. Look at that. You can tell this has been etched in.
It doesn't look rigged. It doesn't look like actors portraying.
This looks totally rigged. The video has been altered. It's got all these signs that something is not right with it.
This and what we saw right there, guys. But
look at this. I mean, in what form does a person have their pants that look like that? What kind of a leg is that? What's up with